Look who's checking in. The Thunderbird Barbie, one of the young pilots sneered as she walked into the briefing room. Captain Hannah Cole didn't flinch. Her flight suit bore years of wear, but no flashy patches, no medals pinned to boast. Her eyes were tired, the kind that had seen too many missions and too few welcomes. "Careful, boys," another voice added, smirking. "She might repaint your aircraft pink after she's done missing her target again." Laughter erupted through the room. Hannah stood silent, clutching her helmet under her arm. Her call sign, Angel 1, used to command respect across air bases. Now it was a punchline. She had been grounded for almost 2 years, officially for reckless initiative, unofficially for saving lives at the cost of protocol. Now, she was back only because the base was short on pilots. "Don't take it personally," said Lieutenant Marks as he passed her. "This is a real combat operation, not an air show." She looked at him, calm but cold. "Then I'll make sure you stay alive to see one." They didn't know what was coming. Not yet. The radio burst to life before dawn. "Static, then panic. This is SEAL Team Delta 1. Repeat, this is Delta 1. We're under fire. Trapped in hostile territory grid 4902 by 188. The room went silent. Everyone froze. "Repeat that location," the duty officer barked. 381 men pinned. Multiple hostiles closing in. Heavy mortar fire. 381 SEALs. The entire forward recon element. The base commander's face drained of color. "That's a kill zone. No ground extraction possible." One of the officers muttered. "We've got no birds ready. The F-15s are too far. The Apaches can't reach in time." A junior analyst whispered, "If someone could get an A-10 there." Heads turned toward Hannah. She stood in the corner, arms crossed. The commander hesitated. "Cole's aircraft isn't cleared for combat." Her clearance was revoked. Hannah stepped forward, calm but firm. "Then reinstate it." The commander shook his head. "You're not fit for this. You've been out too long." Her jaw tightened. "You've got 381 men trapped. You need a pilot who's not afraid to fly under the rules." Silence. Then a younger officer, still half mocking, muttered, "She probably just wants another medal she didn't earn." The look Hannah gave him was ice cold. "I already earned all the ones you'll never get." The hangar doors groaned open. Floodlights bathed the A-10 Thunderbolt II in a dull silver glow. Its worn paint told stories of countless sorties. Hannah climbed the ladder, her gloved hand brushing across the fuselage, the same plane she'd flown years ago when she was grounded. Her crew chief, an old mechanic named Ramos, stepped forward. "You sure about this, ma'am? She hasn't been touched in months." "She doesn't need to be perfect," Hannah said, strapping in. "She just needs to fly." Ramos hesitated, then saluted her, something few had done lately. "Then go remind them who you are." The engines whined to life, spitting dust and flame across the tarmac. Inside the control tower, the commander's voice shouted through the radio, "Cole, you are not authorized for launch. Do you copy?" "Stand down." She clicked the comm switch. "Copy. Standing by." Then she shut it off and pushed the throttle. The Warthog roared down the runway, wheels lifting into the pale dawn as the sirens screamed behind her. Every officer on the base watched in disbelief as the old pilot who was laughed at moments ago vanished into the horizon. Disobeying direct orders, she flew low, so low that the desert sand streaked across her canopy. Radar wouldn't pick her up there. Her instruments flickered, warning lights blinking red. She ignored them all. "Delta 1, this is Angel 1, I'm inbound to your position." "Mark your flares," a voice answered, ragged and weak. "Angel 1, we were told no air support's available." Guess someone forgot to tell me that. Seconds later, red flares burst below, tiny dots of hope in a sea of chaos. Through the smoke and flashes, Hannah could see them, small dark figures trapped between burning wrecks, pinned by gunfire from ridges on all sides. She angled the A-10 downward. The first burst from her GAU-8 cannon tore across the hillside like thunder. 7 seconds of pure steel rain. Explosions followed, one after another. She banked hard, diving again and again, each pass more precise than the last. Bullets tore through her wings. She felt the plane shudder. "Angel 1, we're seeing heavy anti-air." "Then they're seeing me too." She lined up another run. Her fuel gauge dipped. Her hydraulics screamed. But she stayed. One SEAL shouted over the comms, "You just saved an entire platoon, ma'am." "Who the hell are you?" She smiled faintly. Just someone who used to get laughed at. Back at base, the commander stood frozen, listening to the radio. Every other pilot had scrambled to launch, but none were close enough. Then came the report. Enemy RPG hit. Her left engine's on fire. Cole, eject, the commander yelled. That's an order. No, came her calm reply. I'm not done yet. The A-10 limped through the sky, black smoke trailing behind. Her controls were sluggish, almost dead. Below, the trapped SEALs watched her pass one more time, crippled but still fighting. She saw their extraction convoy approaching from miles away. She just needed to buy them another 2 minutes. She rolled the aircraft sideways, diving straight toward the ridge. The last burst from her cannon silenced the final line of enemy fire. Then her voice cut through static. Delta One, you're clear. Get them home. The radio fell silent. Her A-10 disappeared behind the smoke. Hours later, the dust had settled. 381 SEALs stood in formation at the airbase. Helmets held over their hearts. An unfamiliar helicopter landed beside them, the markings of headquarters command on its side. Out stepped Admiral Hayes, a man whose presence alone silenced every voice around him. He walked straight to the wreckage tarp laid beside the runway. Beneath it lay the broken frame of Hannah's A-10 and her flight helmet, resting on top. The same officers who had mocked her that morning stood there now, faces pale, eyes lowered. The Admiral looked around, his voice carrying like thunder. Which one of you laughed at her today? No one spoke. He lifted the helmet, brushing the dust away to reveal the faint call sign written on it, Angel 1. He turned to the assembled officers. This pilot saved 381 of our men. She flew when every other one of you hesitated. She disobeyed orders to do what was right. That's not recklessness, that's heroism. He placed the helmet on the podium beside him, then saluted it. From this day forward, he said quietly, Captain Hannah Cole will be remembered as the pilot who broke every rule, to save every man. A single tear rolled down Ramos's cheek. Behind them, the morning sun reflected off the wrecked A-10's metal, glinting like wings, and for the first time since she'd walked into that room, every person on that base saluted her.